Hello and welcome back to The Road to Doomsday, the MCU rewatch show brought to you by the Nerd Academy podcast. I'm your host, Jarod Bachman-Stubbs, and joining me, as always, is the lovely Miss Taylor. You're muted.
Hello.
And we are here. We are in the penultimate movie of Phase 2, Avengers Age of Ultron, a favorite of mine, a not so favorite of Taylor's, and we're going to unpack all of it. We're going to talk through it. We're going to have a little bit of group therapy. Before I get started, I do want to say to the patrons who will be seeing this weeks and weeks and weeks early, because as of recording today, the Avengers episode just dropped on the main feed.
Yes.
To keep those of you at home who are still not yet subscribed to the Patreon aware of how early you could be getting these episodes. But we did miss last week. You will be getting a double drop. So tomorrow, patrons, expect Ant-Man. Taylor wasn't feeling well. Our schedules got jumbled on top of that. So you're getting a double drop this week, and then it'll be one a week for real this time, starting next week. But we are not alone. We are joined by my comrade over on Pro and Noob and co-host of Comic Book Cast, the one and only Mitch692.
This movie has the best monologue in the MCU. I'm just going to put it out there now.
Which one?
The best one.
Well, I might have to agree with you depending on what the best one is.
The Meteor.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Easily the best one.
I don't know. I think my favorite was when he There Are No Strings on Me meeting.
I wanted more of that.
Oh, same.
It was all over the market, and then this movie came out.
That first teaser. Oh my god. But we're gonna get into all of that here soon. But before we jump into the meat and potatoes, as it were, have you and one of your best science buddies accidentally created an AI murder bot that is obsessed with wiping out humanity because it got exposed to the internet for 3 seconds? Well, how about you wash away your sorrows with Sunday's Bloody Mary? You guys know the drill. Sunday's Bloody Mary has the most badass Bloody Mary accoutrement in the multiverse with their 3-time award-winning spicy mix as well as their mild and traditional mixes if the spice ain't for you. This former bartender trusts only one Bloody Mary mix, and that is Sunday's, the only mix better than a from-scratch Bloody. If you want to shake up your Bloody Mary game for the rest of your days, use the link in the description down below and use the code TNAP at checkout to get 10% off your order and help out your favorite nerds while you do it. Lady and gentleman, are you ready for some trivia?
Go for it. Why not? Bamboo.
But
I was gonna say Pinocchio, but
what young Avengers mother is featured in Age of Ultron?
Wanda Maximoff.
Amadeus Cho.
Hulkling.
That's not Hulkling's mother.
No?
No.
Is it Amadeus?
Amadeus
No.
Cho's not Hulkling, Jarod.
Yeah. Those are
You
two
dumb
different guys.
fuck.
Those are two different guys.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm doing it again. I'm mixing characters up. This is Quasar all over again. No!
That's Wiccan's boyfriend, Hulkling.
Mm-hmm. Who is an alien. No.
Who is an alien. He's a Skrull, if I am correct.
He's a
Skrull Prince.
Isn't he Skrulling Kree?
He's Skrulling something, but he is a prince.
Okay. He has been Hulk.
Amadeus Cho,
he has been Hulk
however, is Hulk. Yeah, he is a Hulk.
I thought for some reason I condensed Amadeus and Hulkling into one character.
So, Jarod, do you think you should continue doing this trivia?
I think you should retire now.
Never.
And I'm also still right. Young Avengers mother, Wanda Maximoff. 2 of them, actually.
Sure. That wasn't the answer I was looking for, but I'll give it to you.
Speed and Wiccan.
What is Hawkeye's newborn son's full name?
Nathaniel Pietro Barton.
Mm-hmm. That's correct, yeah.
That is correct. This is a question I put in here thinking Taylor would be a lot angrier about this movie coming in.
Yeah, he wrote these before. He wrote this before we watched it, I guess. So
I did, as I was trying to be efficient with time. All right, I'm gonna start with. So I have two more. I'm gonna start with these last two with one that I find interesting, and then the one that I have been teasing all of Phase 2.
okay.
In the epilogue of the film, when they're at the Avengers compound, what other three Marvel heroes were originally meant to appear?
I don't think that's the right question either.
I don't. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Because there's only supposed to be one extra that was cut. And they
I
had
know
the
there's
scene.
the one that was cut, but there were two that were considered. One that there was an obvious issue with, and then the other was good old Ike. Mitch, would you like to take a swing here? Because I've kind
I
of
know one's Captain Marvel.
correct.
Yeah, because they had the CGI plates for her and everything. I don't know the other two.
Black Panther and Spider-Man.
Spider-Man meant to be in this movie? I've never heard.
This was during the early
That doesn't
phases.
track for me,
If I remember
actually.
correctly, this was during like the early phases of like the Sony Marvel
I don't know.
talks.
I really actually wouldn't trust your memory.
Because okay.
No, after that first question, I don't trust you either on that one.
Okay, well, if we remember, and this is something I left out of trivia for the
Do
first
we
Avengers
remember?
episode. Okay. I'm not doing this with both of you.
Yeah, he was mad. He was like, "Oh, you guys are gonna bully me together," and I was like, "No."
I mean,
you
he
guys
brought
are
me on
gonna
here to
be
bully you.
Yeah.
That was his
no,
own
I
way.
wanted backup.
Did.
I wanted backup.
I was like, "No, you want him here so he could be mean to me too," and he was like, "No, no." And I was like, "No, that's exactly what's going on."
It is
And
exactly
then I
right,
watched, and then we rewatched the movie, and now I have not only a page of grievances.
His exact words were,
page
"I
of
need you
likes.
to mansplain this movie."
Likes.
That is not what I fucking said. You liar. You liar.
I don't lie, Jarod. No.
Anyway,
I believe him.
Thank you.
Trivia question I left out of the Avengers episode because by that time we decided we wanted to do an episode about the Amazing Spider-Man movies. So when Avengers was coming out, they were originally going to include Oscorp in the cityscape from the TASM movies. Like that very specific, weirdly shaped Oscorp building was going to show up there.
Mhm.
Disney, Marvel, and Sony were already in talks about trying to have Andrew Garfield be the MCU Spider-Man as well. So at the time, they were also planning to maybe have Peter show up in this. We'll talk more about that in a moment.
You know what? It's Nadia an article about it. I'll have that one.
No, I think you're lying.
And the other one was Black Panther, who was also briefly considered. And then the furthest that got in there was Carol, because obviously the CGI of it all. And then they reused it for Wanda's little.
Wasted the absolute shit out of her best suit for Wanda.
I would agree if she wasn't too hot to handle. Call back to Natasha and Iron Man 2. I literally was watching. I was like, "Damn, she's fine." But in a male gazy kind of, I love those tits kind of way. Because I mean, baby,
They are up here.
They are there, and I am supporting the fuck out of it. If she was comfortable, she was not comfortable, therefore can't support.
Damn.
Our last trivia question.
That's the most feminist you get, man. If you want your tits there, baby, I do too.
Our last trivia question, the one that I have been teasing for all of Phase 2, because it is one of my favorite pieces of MCU trivia of all time.
Kendrick Lamar.
No. You're close.
Oh.
There is a shared reference to Star Wars woven throughout all of Phase 2.
I got it. I know it.
What is it?
Everyone loses a hand.
Taylor?
No, I'm fully gonna go with whatever he says.
Isn't it everyone in a Phase 2 movie loses the hand that Luke lost in Empire Strikes Back?
I don't remember if they do specifically lose their right hand, but yes, because Kevin Feige and Whedon, because at this point Whedon was acting as a consultant, they
I
kept
love that
talking about
everybody who comes on the show is immediately like, we're a team on trivia. Like, we are a group.
but it was agreed that they wanted Phase 2 to feel like the Empire Strikes Back of the MCU. Whedon specifically invokes Empire for Age of Ultron. So the dismemberments are as follows. Iron Man cuts off one of Aldrich Killian's arms during the final battle of Iron Man 3.
Bags.
Loki does the fake out amputation in Thor: The Dark World.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Bucky lost his arm in World War II.
A thing that doesn't have a reoccurring theme at all for him as a character.
Gamora cuts off one of Groot's arms when they're on Xandar.
Facts, my queen does.
And then Ultron takes Ulysses Claw's arm whenever he compares him to Tony Stark. I think there is one in Ant-Man as well, but I didn't have it listed.
Scenes of Ultron.
Yes. But it is...
Ant-Man's one is to do with when... I can't think of his name. Who's the villain in that movie?
Yellow Jacket.
Is it Daryl?
No.
Yeah.
Because Daryl's a dick.
Yeah, like when he's getting shrunk, that arm goes in, and that's the reference to it.
Oh,
that's what I thought. Yeah, I didn't put it, but like I was making a mental note every time where I was like, this is the arm. This is the arm for this movie. But yeah, everybody is an homage to Empire Strikes Back. And I do think it is the right. Except for Bucky, because it is the left arm that he loses. So he may be the odd man out having the left arm instead of the right arm. But
some of our favorite Star Wars movies.
No, Mitch is a Return of the Jedi guy.
No, go fuck yourself. I was talking about me only. So thank you.
The team is disbanded now. Trivia's over.
Yeah. Immediately.
For a little bit of background, after the monumental success of Avengers, a sequel was shortly announced. With that came the burden of making lightning strike again. With the goal of telling a more personal and painful story, Joss Whedon named Empire Strikes Back and Godfather Part 2 as inspirations. In the name of variety and visually distinct powers, Joss Whedon made the move to thread the difficult needle of introducing the, sometimes, children of Magneto, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver. To avoid legal issues, the concepts of mutant kind and their comic book lineage had to go unspoken and was changed for the film and reimagined the twins as victims of Hydra experimentation who were hostile to the global hegemony of the United States, the Avengers, and namely Tony Stark due to his weapons killing their parents. RDJ's contract ended with Iron Man 3 and needed to re-sign Downey for the next two Avengers movies. Once all was said and done, Joss Whedon ended his creative partnership with Marvel. Whedon cited burnout and studio pressures for these feelings. Avengers Age of Ultron had a budget of $365 million and made $1.4 billion at the box office.
That's a bigger number.
That's a very big number. So
slightly less than the first, right? Isn't it slightly less?
I have the exact figure in my notes here somewhere. Hold on, let me look.
I want to say it's like 1.5 to 1.4. I think I could be wrong. It's been a while.
You are right. 1.5.
Damn.
I do know stuff. I can't remember trivia stuff.
But yeah, so this is, count them, $3 billion movies for the MCU.
8 more to go.
8 more to go.
Crazy work.
The $1 billion club. But yeah, Mitch, as our guest, where were you? What was going on in the life of a young whippersnapper, Mitch 692, when ye old Avengers Age of Ultron came out?
This movie came out right before I joined CBC, probably.
I know. Not to be weird, I know.
Freak.
I was going to say Ant-Man.
So it was like, I would know.
You little weirdo. Honestly,
I know. I'm sorry. I'm a fan of your work.
Then, just like Jerry. But yeah. I wasn't really doing much at the time. I can't even remember going to see this movie. That's the weird thing.
Oh, why?
I know. I always thought it was better than the first one. I was one of those few people at the time going with this movie getting shit. A lot of shit. For why, I don't know. But far better than the first one, personally.
I'm right there with you. Don't worry.
I've cooled off on it a little bit, actually. The rewatch when I watched this last week, because I thought we were recording last week.
Yeah.
I was sitting there going like, this isn't as good as I remember it being. But I don't know if that's just where I'm at the minute with what I'm watching in bit of MCU fatigue, not because of the movies themselves, but because of everything surrounding it. I'm just like, it's fine, I guess. But I still like what I liked about it before, and I'm still that.
It's not as shiny as it used to be.
Yeah.
I get that.
Ultron's teeth still are like the key thing for me. I don't like that at all.
I brought that up in the audio commentary.
Yeah,
Not the
he
teeth,
did.
but I don't like that he moves his mouth. I was like,
Moving the mouth is fine. The teeth
I'm fine with-
get me. No.
I think that my favorite scene of Ultron was the final scene right before his final destruction, where he looked so much more accurate to like the comic, like where his mouth was separate, where his ears were tight, like where I was like, that is his best look.
It makes it all the more annoying the drones are the exact look they should have gone for. They're right there.
Yep.
I see if I had it my way, it would.
He's
like
too rounded. Like Ultron is too round of a character. Like, oh, his physique is too round. Like too like I'm trying to appear muscular instead of like I'm trying to appear sleek and like
He's got weird proportions as well. He's very
He wants to be a
he's a
Dorito.
barrel-chested robot.
Yeah,
he's Unit 1. To make it like Evangelion again, he's Unit 1. He's very much all up here and then just tight in the waist. And no.
Teeny
That's
little
not
hips.
I just wish there was like a vocoder almost like panel. Like instead of the teeth, instead of the moving mouth, I just wish it was just like in a gape space that just flashed red in tempo with when he was speaking. Like I don't need the antennae. I like we have like the sleek, almost like crown-like thing coming down around his head. What? That's the plural of antenna.
No, it's antennae. It's not antennae.
It is antennae.
I've always heard antennae.
Well,
but
get your ears cleaned because it's antennae.
All right, Mr. Aluminium.
We've made that word first. No.
See, the original plan was Taylor was going to be insanely negative about this movie, and I wanted somebody who was as much of a slippery debater as her to help me out here. And now I'm getting
the thing is, there's one key point we're going to differ on, so I'm saving it up for that. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
But yeah, I do really like Ultron's design, and we'll talk more about Spader's performance in the episode. It's incredible. I don't like the moving mouth. Like, and I guess by proxy that also means I don't like the teeth because I'm indifferent because like if you remove the moving mouth, you remove the fucking teeth. You know, like if like you remove one of those things, the other one.
No, because you don't have to have the teeth.
No,
at all. Being over designed. You can get rid of them, and he still looks like Ultron.
Yeah, I'm saying like if you remove the mouth, you also remove the teeth, and I'm happy. I'll happily lose the teeth because the mouth is gone. But
I just don't like the whole. It's all of me. Like, well, it's not all of you because I don't look like you. There's clearly a hierarchy.
There's a design. There's a design difference that you like are very egomaniacal in your own self. That you have to be the biggest. The strongest
and even the final
looking.
look is just I'm gonna slap vibranium on me.
Yeah, I'm not actually
vibranium
gonna functionally change anything.
I'm gonna wear a vibranium hat.
Yeah,
well, he does.
He does.
I know it's funny the way you say.
And the hat doesn't move.
The way that when he like the Black Widow scene where he has her like as his captive and he like performatively kills himself. Again, narcissist as fuck, but like the way that he ceremoniously kills his previous version to only look very slightly different. To like literally there is like he did that and I was like, oh,
you are Tony's kid.
You only like change the shade of gray, babe. Like, oh,
You can now tell where the vibranium ends and the
Yeah, like
titanium starts. Like,
you
that's, yeah.
could have went for a much more like robotic look,
Mm.
and you were like, no, I'm gonna
Also,
double down
very
on
bad
this.
vibranium, because that would have taken the hit of the 3 beams if it was from Black Panther onwards.
I just assumed that
Vibranium
it was
bust.
like he didn't have as much of the vibranium on him. Like it was mostly to like brace himself from like direct hits as opposed to like it just like cooking through him. Like if he was all vibranium, I don't think it would have worked. But Taylor,
Where was I?
where were
I
you?
was.
What was going on with you?
What was going on with me? Different story. Uh, trauma. What was going on with me? What was going on for me for this movie? I. Some people may know that I have one like character that is beyond my favorite character. Um, this is the character that I have loved since I was like 6 years old. The character that my beloved father, rest in peace, went to a Comic-Con and was like, "Hey, do you guys have any comic books with Quicksilver on the cover?" And like 7 different guys were like, "Why? Why do you want that?" And he was like, "Well, I don't want it. My daughter does. She's not here. This is for Christmas." And they were like, "Uh, okay." And so they like found all of them. And like I have his first appearance on a comic book
Nice.
as a not a member of the Brotherhood, but it was himself. And Quicksilver is my favorite character of all time. So the lead up to this movie, the fact that he was announced to be in it, oh, it's over. It's over. It's Jover, if you will. So I was
It's
so
bub
excited.
over.
It was so excited for this movie. Uh, I had a pixie cut, which was a very short, and I dyed it white. Um, because that's his hair color. And I wore a blue dress and I had like white accents and one of my best friends dressed as Black Widow, like in jean, like all black jeans, all black top, big red belt. And then another friend did Nick Fury and it was just all black, very spy, very chic. And I was so excited for this movie. Got tickets the moment they were announced. Um, when I saw the concept art where they were all fighting like Ultron bots,
Mm.
I was so excited. I was so excited. I was mad a little bit because I hated his outfit already. I was like, why is he in
Mm.
athleisure?
Mm.
I worked at Victoria's Secret at the time, so I was like, why is he wearing pink leggings? Pink the brand. Uh, why is he why does he have yoga pants on, babe? Um, and I also was working at Hot Topic at the same time. And I was like, why does Wanda look like she just got done shopping here? Whatever. I'm not mad. Whatever. They're my faves. I'm happy they're here. Um, and then we watched the movie and I was eating that shit up, baby. I was so excited. The whole fucking movie. This was the greatest movie of all time. I was mad that Clint was married. I was like, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but whatever. I'm not gonna like hold anything against it. And then my favorite character was killed, and then I wanted to kill myself. Um, it was like, wow, I got all dressed up to be.
That's unfortunate.
I dyed my hair white for this.
Hey, I get it.
And
I
then
went to see The Rise of
afterwards,
Skywalker
we
twice in
went
one day
to
in full
Red
Kylo Ren.
Robin and I just ate a burger and I had to deal with everything. And that
Indeed.
was my experience seeing this film. And now today we rewatched it, and
Hold
I
on,
was
hold on.
like,
Save that. Save that. Save that. Save that.
I feel like I can. I feel like
Okay. Do it. Do what feels right then. Do what feels right then.
we rewatched this movie, and I was like, all I kept thinking was like an older, like the mythos of like a grandma being like, take pictures of yourself when you're naked young, so you'll look at them 60 years later, and you're like, you look at them with much kinder eyes. Uh, Pictures of yourself when you were young, when you hated yourself, when you didn't, you know. And now, like, I hated this movie so much because they did me so dirty. This movie did me so dirty. Not only my favorite character, Pietro Maximoff, so dirty. My second favorite character, his twin sister, Walter Maximoff, uh, pretty dirty. And I was like, you know what? Today, it's not bad. With all the context I have later, I was like, I had to write a page of likes, not just a page of hate. And I think that's growth. Okay.
I think that is growth, honey, and I'm proud of you. And I'm excited
Thanks,
to hear
bro.
what does work for you. I'm excited to hear what does work for you. For me, I was God, this is my sophomore year of high school. This is one of those I can tell you exactly what I was doing. What was going on with me. Um I remember when the first teaser came out that we were talking about earlier with the Pinocchio creepy, there's no strength to hold me down. That teaser came out. I
Oh,
want to say
so good too.
it was either the first rehearsal or the first tech week rehearsal of the first play I was ever in. Not the first musical that had been the spring before, but I was in 12. I mean, we all call it 12 Angry Men, but when it's a mixed like gender cast, it's 12 Angry Jurors. They legally demand that it like change depending on who is in the show, which I think is funny. But I was in a production of 12 Angry Men, and most of the cast were a bunch of fucking dorks because we were in a production of 12 Angry Men in high school.
Mm.
And the trailer dropped, and we just watched it over and over again. Like, we crowded around the table that we rehearsed at because, it's a jury room. And, like, we literally just crowded around it and watched it on my buddy Ian's phone just over and over and over and over and over again. And I was just electric with excitement. Again, at this point, I am watching comic book cast regularly. So Mitch wasn't quite there yet. So like I'm like every little bit of like update, knowledge, rumor, anything, I'm just scrounging up. And I remember the night I went to go see this, I got I asked specifically for my birthday that year so I could wear it to go see Avengers Age of Ultron. There was this shirt. We mentioned it before, bring it up again, superherostuff.com. Roosevelt's before Roosevelt's for me. Mitch remembers superhero stuff.
Not that I ever got anything from it because I'm not a fucking nerd, but
Facts.
But-
Facts. Me wearing Roosevelt right now. Facts.
I was the same way about superhero stuff that I am about Roosevelt's today, for the
it
record.
doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Listen, man, I find a brand that fits me. I find a brand that sells what I'm looking for. And it's all I will wear. But they had this really cool shirt that was like a close up, like it was like really close up on like every Avengers suit, like a distinct like identifier of each suit.
Mm.
And I believe it was in the shape of the Avengers A symbol. And it's like underneath it, like in the corner, it said, Age of Ultron. And I got Avengers Age of Ultron socks, which was just basically that that pose where it's like kind of like grayish blued out, and Tony's standing there without his helmet, and Steve's there, like that like group shot when it's like just like the wall of Ultron bots. But
the
when
Vanity Fair cover.
Yeah, that was Vanity Fair. Okay. I couldn't remember if it was Vanity Fair or Empire, and I didn't want to speak on it. Okay.
It's one of the fucking turtles.
It's one of the trades. It's one of the trades. But it was that cover on socks. And when I put them on and I like pulled them up to normal like crew sock height, my gigantic thighs stretched to the top too much.
Yeah.
So it was just like,
Wait, your thighs? How high were these socks?
or my calves, like the base of my
Oh, I
calves.
was
The
like,
Sure,
base of,
damn, baby. I was like, you had them banged up there. They were
no,
garters.
fuck off, fuck off. I misread.
Man's in a mini skirt at Age of Ultron. Classic.
You know it. No, no, no. It was
God,
no.
how
If you want to hear the
hilarious
most damning, you
would
if
that
here's what's
have been?
crazy. Here's
Would
what's
have
crazy.
loved that.
I was so
Well,
ahead of the
actually,
curve.
me, I was in the shortest mood.
I was so ahead of the curve. I had on also from superherostuff.com an
Chill,
Avengers versus
chill,
X-Men
chill.
trucker cap.
Wow. Fucking walking billboard over here. God damn.
And it was not the logos, it was the cover from the first issue on like the
Oh.
front part of the hat with like the
Mm,
trucker
mm.
mesh. That Avengers t-shirt I just described. Uh Baggy khaki cargo shorts. The
Nice.
aforementioned socks, and what sneakers did I wear? Probably a pair of like black Vans I had at the time. I was so on top of what the fashion zeitgeist is today.
Yeah, sure, sure.
That's what the kids are
I
wearing. It's all
was trying
cargos
to
and
cancel
baggy and trucker
Lighten, and then
hats.
immediately he was like, sure. And I was like, yes,
Okay. You both need to dial it back because we're 30 minutes in. We haven't talked about the movie because you guys are being
it's
dicks.
Yes, we have.
okay. We've talked about it twice at least.
Either way, I went in. I was super
I feel
excited.
like all of us have talked about it at least 3 times.
I watched like RIP to Comic Storian. I was like I did all
Mm.
my homework the moment I got home. I was listening to a Comic Storian video about Batman Endgame because that event had just wrapped up.
Mm.
Or
No
that arc had
relation,
just
I'm
wrapped up.
sure.
Listened to that, took like a 30-minute nap, woke back up, put on my outfit to go see Avengers. Went to see it. Now, one other detail I want to talk about because I mentioned a big Spider-Man backup. Do you remember the leaked fake post-credit scene, Mitch?
I do. The whole he's on the
thought that
fucking
shit was
building.
real. I thought that
Oh, yeah, I
shit
was about
was
to say, I
real.
wouldn't know
Jared,
those kids. I
everyone
was
thought it
fucking
was
there.
real.
I
Everyone thought it
was so hopeful. Did this come
Don't
out
even.
before or after TASM 2?
Would literally
It was
not even
after.
know what you're talking about. I never heard of this.
They,
I
I
guess
can't
I
remember.
was so up with
Okay, it
real
was a couple
news.
weeks after. It was Avengers was a couple
Yeah.
weeks after TASM. So,
So it
Taylor,
was a
for
shot of
you.
Avengers Tower. Was it Avengers Tower in the background? Or was it
I don't think
Oscorp?
Avengers Tower is in the background. I think the window washer is washing Avengers Tower.
So I know there's a specific building in the background.
It
So
may
I
be.
do know that they're in the like Spider-Man, like Andrew Garfield movies. A building does look like Avengers Tower.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, Oscorp was supposed to be in Avengers.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I knew that the Avengers movie, like the Avengers Tower, was in the other movie.
So there was this post-credit scene that had leaked online, Taylor. That like, because like the rumors are floating around. There's the Thanos final do it myself, and then after the actual credits, and I referenced this in the audio commentary. There was this thing where it's this window washer, and it was like it was almost shot in the first person, like you were looking directly out of the window at the window washer. It was just like and like while he's doing it, you hear, and like while this guy's washing the window, Spider-Man webs onto an adjacent like window. And he's just hanging out behind the window washer. And when the guy's done and he goes to like put the squeegee back in its little holster, Spider-Man goes, "Hey buddy, you missed the spot." In like a very friendly like Peter Parker way, not in like a
I don't
sarcastic
think
way.
so. That sounds very dickish.
But here he'd say, I don't know, maybe he doesn't say anything, but I remember like,
No,
it
it's
was like the window
something
wash.
like you missed the spot.
That's fucked up. That's rude, actually.
I think
He
it
just
also might be
finished-
Peter saying that he just webbed onto the window the guy just cleaned before that.
Yeah,
like, either way,
which would
like
be rude as fuck.
but I remember, and again,
Now
y'all
I have
need
to
to
leave
y'all
for
need
another
to
half
understand.
hour minimum.
Y'all need to understand. I was defending TASM 2 so hard at the time. And I was like, no, guys, Andrew Garfield's going to be in the MCU. He's going to be our MCU Spider-Man. like the suit's too good to not be in an Avengers movie.
It was a really good suit.
It was super good. I'm not gonna like we can't take
And
that from you, Jer.
and I saw that scene and I was like, oh, I'm gonna freak out if this is real. And I like and my brother and my father were both like, I don't think there's another credit scene. They both Googled it. It doesn't say there's another credit scene. And I, all defiant as shit, went, no, Spider-Man's at the end. And
I
You've
stayed
got a
because I
history of saying
didn't
dumb
Google
shit
it.
in the movies there, ain't you?
Yeah. I stayed because I was like, we're not gonna look it up. I don't want to even know if they're like, I don't want to know if there's a spoiler when I look it up. We're just gonna stay. And everybody was like, okay.
well, they're like, Quicksilver's gonna somehow wake up on Krakoa.
I would have loved that actually, but no, it didn't happen. Nothing happened, in fact. And what did your family say to you when nothing happened, especially no Spider-Man? I hope it was fuck you, Jarod.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, no, we have to wait, we have to wait, we have to wait. And then nothing happened. It was like the Avengers will return. I was like, no, I waited Spider-Man.
And you get nothing.
I got nothing. Just gotta wait a couple more movies though. Get my boy. But yeah, I've just I again, there were just so many like visceral memories. Like it's 2015. I was like, or was this 2014?
2015.
Oh yeah, I was because I remember I was
Was
like,
it in the
okay,
spring of 2015?
yeah, it was
With
like
the
beginning of
Oh my
May.
God, yeah, it was because prom was right around. Because prom was when around I dyed my hair white.
But I
Not
remember I was
mine,
like,
but somebody else.
I'm getting Spider-Man, I'm getting the Avengers, and then Star Wars is back at the end of the year. Like I remember being like 2015 is gonna be the biggest year in movies ever. And I wasn't too far off. But all of that said. Taylor, I would like to give you the floor to read your notes.
Okay. Do we want to go? Let's just go one at a time.
We are pushing 40 minutes before we've done a general discussion, just as a heads up.
Well, you said you wanted me to go over my notes, so fuck you.
I do. I know. I'm just giving you.
Since
So
when did you care about having the time?
He's
for
he's
everything?
being rude. Well, no,
I
because
got yelled at.
said-
I got yelled at for the first Avengers episode where she was like, next time we're going to do a 2-hour recording, warn me. And I was like,
No,
okay.
that
Little
was
miss the
because-
reason that the Clone Wars episode was 3 hours long.
That was because I didn't have a lot to say. I have a lot to say about this. I actually have 2 full pages of handwritten notes.
Yes.
Would we let's go back and forth between my grievances and my likes. First grievous. Time for a lullaby. I hated that shit. Okay. The sun's getting real low, big guy. Should never have happened. That shit, bad. Debate? I didn't think
mind
so.
it. I don't mind. I don't think it's that bad. I really don't. I really
I
don't.
think it does
I'm not gonna
make
fight you
any
over stuff's getting real
goddamn
low.
sense. I think it has never ever been a thing that even remotely has ever been a thing that we were like, yeah, this would work. But hot redhead, she did it.
It's because
So
they've built
her
up
power
rapport.
actually is just being hot. And that's fine.
So Iron Man
make-
2 says. Like,
Exactly. So don't be like, yeah, they have this like really deep interpersonal relationship when her power is I am sexy. And another thing, why are they like fucking? That's weird. It doesn't make sense.
I don't mind that whole.
I
listen,
like
now
their
rewatching it, I was like, I don't have a virulent hatred of it, but like it still doesn't make sense. Like
I think I prefer the idea of it as opposed to how it was actually executed.
Again, it's because the way that she is being portrayed, like her view of herself in this is not well written. Like,
No.
so you think you're the only monster on the team in response to being sterilized?
Can we talk about that for a minute?
Let's talk about Jarod.
You want to let's unpack that, Jarod. Let me hear your thoughts.
It's a bad line again for what I think could have been a really good idea.
I can agree to that. And that's the same thing that Jarod said. And I was like, well, here's the thing. The biggest problem is the fact that she was not like the way that this is written, the way that it is spoken, the way that it is portrayed, is not her being like, I am a monster because of everything I have done. It is, I am a monster because I'm not like others.
She's not a woman, right?
I'm not a woman.
I think if you take this scene and you move the "you think you're the only monster on the team" comment to really early in the conversation,
correct. Yeah.
Like while Bruce is like, the whole world just saw the Hulk, the real Hulk.
Yeah.
And she hit him with the "you think you're the only monster,"
I
and then
just did
talks
that
about
in Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and then does the whole look at let me tell you what the Red Room did to me.
Yeah.
And then let me end it with, and while you're lamenting that you can't have a normal life, let me end it with, they also took this this part of my humanity away from me. And not framing it as a monstrous thing, but just as the Hulk, your accident has taken from you in a similar way that my training and my background took from me.
He couldn't have kids in a practical way.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's still at the end of the day,
I can't have kids because they took my uterus out of me.
Correct. But at the end of the day, the result is still the same. At the end of the
day, parallel path.
He has kids later.
Oh, he does. I forgot.
He
wow.
does.
Yeah, I mean, he has Sakaar, but Sakaar shows up to the cookout. No,
he
already
has Scar.
He has Scar.
Yeah,
Scar. He has Scar.
He had. That's the thing, though, is that is not being equated as the same thing.
I'm saying if they rewrote
even
this,
remotely,
I'm saying if this scene
that's
was
what I said too in the beginning.
Is
what we both said immediately.
I know, but okay. I yield the floor.
You can't I'm sorry, you can't be like, well, it would be better if it was written differently. No shit. Of course it would have been.
I know.
It's being written poorly and being portrayed in that way.
Right.
So you think you're the only monster on the team is inherently it is attached to the statement of, well, no, I can't have kids either.
The graduation ceremony.
He is saying I can't have kids because if I fuck a human woman and I turn into the Hulk, my massive zucchini penis will destroy her. And she is saying, well, I'm a monster because I can't have kids. And he is like, those two things aren't the same thing. And that's the problem, is that those two things are not the same thing. He can have kids. He does have a kid.
Yeah.
We know that for a fact.
I also think part of it, I don't know. I think part of it,
the Hulk has a kid, right? It's the thing. Scar's Hulk's kid. It's not Banner's kid.
Yeah, because he's already Hulked out. Yeah. So but what I'm getting at is that with that, there is the practicality. We see Banner shoot down we see Banner shoot down Betty Ross when they try to have sex in Incredible Hulk.
Why would we not have sex with Liv Tyler?
Correct. That movie's bad.
Shut up.
Why would we not have sex with Liv Tyler? I would fuck Liv Tyler. But anybody given that, if Liv Tyler's coming on to me, who am I to say no?
Correct. But aside from the logistics, I also think there's an element to there's a shame for him that he's I don't know if I could even safely impregnate somebody. I don't know, not to go back to the infamous Spider-Man, my radioactive semen gave Mary Jane cancer thing.
Ovarian cancer, which killed her. Yeah.
You could go that route, or you could even go the route of I don't want to bring another one of these things into the world.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
where I kind of felt like he was going, that second
yeah,
one. And
you know.
again, still,
But for
that
Banner's
is
development, I think that's
valid.
so important that, like,
No, like
you
that's
know,
valid. That's like
he's
he
able
is
to embrace a
he is
child.
allowed to feel that way. He is like there is nothing wrong with Bruce feeling like I should not have a kid for various reasons.
Right.
Factual or imagined or hypothetical. There are so many reasons why he is valid for having that opinion. The problem is that no offense to Natasha, like you should not feel like a monster because you can't have children as a woman.
You should feel
Unfortunately,
like a monster because you blew up a child.
unfortunately, you are like I personally know women who have gone through the struggle of wanting so desperately to have a child,
Right.
finding out like I personally know somebody and it is so detrimental to her still to this day, and that happened years ago when she found out. And it is something that she still struggles with every day because again, there's the imagination of like, well, what could have been? Could I have been a great mom? Could I have been a good mom? I think I could have, but I can't. And I should have, but I can't. And so there's all of these like things that are on top of each other, but inherently it is not monstrous that you are unable to have children of your own volition. And it still is not monstrous to not want to have children of your own volition. There is inherently nothing wrong with the decision to not procreate, especially as a woman. And unfortunately, in this film, it is written so poorly that like I am a monster because I can't have kids in juxtaposition with Linda Cardellini's character, who is Clint's wife, who is such a good woman because she has kids. She has multiple kids. She's currently pregnant. She's okay with everything Clint's doing. She's okay with his behavior. She's okay with him just fucking running amok. She is okay with not hearing from him for weeks on end, minimum in some cases. And she in this film is depicted as a very perfect woman. Miss Barton, that minx. Mrs. Barton, that minx. Sorry. That's exactly what Iron Man says about her. You know, yeah, she knows Nick Fury is there. She is in the shit. But she is the portrayal of the perfect woman in this film. And that is inherently what we are going up against with Natasha's character in So You Think You're the Only Monster on the Team.
Yeah.
Because again, she is in the same house. I don't actually know what Mrs. Barton's first name is. Do we actually get it in this movie? It's terrible that nobody knows.
No, they say it. I can't remember it.
But
All I
still,
remember is people thought she was Mockingbird for ages.
oh yeah, same. But
Oh, I was
they
right.
didn't
Laura.
Laura. Oh, because Laura was another multiverse wife of Clint's. That I do remember because when this movie came out, I was so deep in like like I knew everything that there could have been to know about Marvel in the year of our Lord 2015. 10 years later,
Same.
like I'll be like, yeah, I remember this super obscure character who appeared in 3 comics, and people are like, that person doesn't exist, and I'm like, look it up, and they're like, yeah, in 2012, and I'm like, and uh, but no,
But
so like she is the picture of the perfect woman, and especially in this situation, the wife of a spy, you know, the wife of an Avenger, the woman who is taking care of everything there can be to taking care of in the home life, running a farm for some reason. Why is she on a farm? That woman should just be on a house. Like, God, now she has to take care of a farm on top of these 2 kids, on top of being pregnant. And she is gladly accepting of it all. Natasha is the polar opposite. She is capable. She is fiery. She is in the field. She is doing all of these things. The juxtaposition of the perfect woman is that. And I think that is why this was received so fucking bad.
yeah,
You
like I said,
can't you can't have
reframing the
these 2 things.
conversation. Yeah,
You can't have these 2 things and be like, no, Natasha was written well. And it's like, Yeah, if you're comparing her to the men, like, but if you're comparing her to the other women who you have that are also written poorly because they are very one-dimensional creatures, and you have taken away that like the womanly characteristic, and now she's like, well, that's why I'm one of the boys. Are you
It
fucking
feels
for it?
like
Like that is just so
so
it
it
makes
feels
me
like
so
we didn't
mad.
overheard a conversation between two women talking about the exact same thing, and he only caught
It was
half
like,
of it.
I
And he was
understand all
like,
of it now.
they feel bad about that. I'm gonna write monster.
And that's the thing, is that like there are so many instances where Joss Whedon specifically writes women. Oh, there's a whole TV show about it. Very long running. Might get a revival soon. But like there are aspects of it that is done very well. It is just unfortunately in this film, the women do not make that list. And especially like even Helen Cho, like there are women who are on the outskirts of this. Maria Hill, testosterone. Do you need a lozenge? Yeah, I know that that was played for bits, but like the women are not doing the women are not doing gangbangers in this episode. Okay,
No.
Yeah.
they do work, just not written well.
Continue your list, my love.
Oh, let's go to a page of things I liked. Wanda's eyes, the way that they turn from brown to red. Now, again, weird because Elizabeth Olsen has green eyes, so they gave her brown context to change them to red, to then let her have green eyes later on in the series because that is more accurate to Wanda's comic book description. But I love
Like
the way
bleaching Hemsworth's eyebrows for one movie and then never doing
Yeah.
that again.
correct, yeah. It is, yeah, I love her the way that her eye, like I like the way that her eyes interacted with like scenes, lines, everything like that. Ultron, smash. Um,
While
Not
we're on the topic, can we talk about the performance? Can we talk about
James
Spader's
Spader,
he's
performance?
so
rocking. Literally the next line, James Spader, rocking it.
It is.
Incredible.
I, again, like most of the movies on this list, I have had a chance to sit down and rewatch this beginning to end uninterrupted, with this being my sole like center of focus in a hot minute. And I I think that because I do love this movie so much, because Mitch, I am on the same page as you, that I do like this more than the first Avengers movie.
Mm.
I think, to quote myself in 2016, better than Avengers.
That's
Quote
called paraphrasing, Jared, not quoting.
um,
Actually, no, I take that back. That is what you said. Yeah, no, ignore me. It's late. I goofed there.
you did. But I think that part of the reason why, when it comes to like the speculation about what Avengers Doomsday is going to be, like I have been so like steadfast in evil Tony Stark. Evil Tony Stark. Maybe we're gonna melt some of like the Doom origin into this version of Tony, but like at the end of the day, this is going to be a Tony Stark who fell from grace. Or I guess we're accurate to say never ascended to grace. And I think on subconscious level, that is because I am so enraptured by seeing James Spader's Ultron be everything wrong with Tony, not put through the filter of there being a good man deep down.
Absolutely.
And I think on some level, it's like, no, like I want to see RDJ do what Spader did.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't that it never occurred to me until I was watching the movie. I was like, that might be why my brain's going to this place. Because there are so many moments where like Ultron does a Tony thing. Like
Yeah.
Claw, that whole like, keep your friends rich and your enemies richer, and eventually, what like that line,
And then Claw clocks
and
him.
Claw's like, what? Shut the fuck up. Tony
That's
Stark said
Tony.
that all the
Yeah,
time.
that's Tony ass shit. I in my notes.
And the omelet part too, that, like,
Yes.
like he beat me by 3 seconds.
very Tony in a cartoon villain way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in
Like,
a, I am writing a cartoon character that is called Tony Evil, and that's Ultron. But like James Spader again does such a great scream, and every member of your staff will die. Oh, he's so good.
it's
He's
so
so
charismatic. It's
scary.
so understated,
Mhm.
like, and again, like every single MCU villain, like even the ones that we don't look back on too fondly, like,
Ultron is a top 3 villain for me.
I agree.
I'd
Like
argue he's the top.
He's the top.
Mm,
He's
in every
really,
sense
that's
of the
really
word.
is
He's
top. It's 3 for me.
Ah.
Because once well, here's the thing is that like I know that once I get to Killmonger, I'm gonna have like different opinions on many things, including like whether or not he's right. Um, he's too hot to be wrong. But no, Ultron, like, and that's the thing too, is that like Loki is not a villain anymore. I like it's one of those things where it's like the tides shift consistently. No, if we're talking about like villains who are villains through and through, like never get like a period where you get to see like the light shine on them. Oh yeah, Ultron is the number 1 villain.
Yeah,
Because
and again,
Killmonger
like,
and Loki both have like, I sort of get it.
well,
I
I
don't
mean,
get
that's the
it,
thing though, is that
but
like
I sort of get it.
Killmonger and Loki get the benefit of being sympathetic villains. With Killmonger, you're able to go, and that'll be in a couple weeks here for us, but like Killmonger, you're able to look at him and go, "Oh, I
I
see how
get
you
it.
arrived at this conclusion."
Yeah. I get
Like
it. Like I
you are the
get it.
product of a failed institution. With Loki, you see all of like the psychological elements that like drove him to this mania. Like the fact that, and Thanos, not
The
necessarily as
inferiority
sympathetic.
complex of Loki.
Yeah, and Thanos, not necessarily in a sympathetic way. Like, I don't think anybody really sympathizes with Thanos, but he gets so much pathos throughout
Mm.
Infinity War because he is the protagonist of that movie. Because that movie is told through the eyes of Thanos, the Mad Titan, we get to spend so much time in his head that while he is nowhere near as sympathetic as Loki or Eric Killmonger, we do get elements of him where it's like, I don't fucking like you. I don't agree with what you believe in, but like, I'm seeing your math and you're wrong, but I see what you're saying and you're compelling because of it. And it's the fact that Ultron can stand on the shoulders of so many other like villainous giants where it is all based on charisma, an incredibly understated performance, being funny without being quippy.
Mm.
Like, again, I hate the whole MCU humor like label, because I think it's like I think it's painting with an extremely broad brush, and most of the time when people make that comment, they back it up with a joke that has never been made in one of these movies.
Well,
But
or one of the shitty ones like language.
sure, but even then it's not, oh, he's right behind me, isn't he? Which is like the shit people love to say. But like, while everybody, all our protagonists throughout this franchise, even counting people who aren't here yet, like the Guardians, who aren't in the mix with the Avengers, there's a quippy humor to it. And I think making Ultron legitimately funny
Mm-hmm.
and legitimately fun to watch, and almost being, and his sense of humor almost being a second cousin to like how the Avengers like quip with each other. Like, again, I like the language bit. Like, at first it's eye rolly, but like as the bit develops and it's every time Cap curses, somebody hip checks him or somebody else curses and someone hip checks Cap. I think that gets funny, especially when it ends with Fury, where he's like, "Son of a bitch," and he's like, "Oh, you kiss your mother with that mouth?" Like
See,
that. Like the
That's too
end
far for
point.
me. That bit. That
See,
was
I
I think
again
the
I
end part justifies it, but like with Ultron, like, again, like he's charming in this really sinister way,
he's
he's
charming the
and
just
same way
Ultron.
Tony's charming.
exactly, and but it's so
Because he is
perverse.
Tony.
Mm.
Like he is like I think I don't know. I think the way that the artificial intelligence kind of grew into its own thing was very Tony. Like I think
Yeah,
a
Mm.
lot of aspects of it are mimicking Tony in every single way. Again, how many lines does Ultron feed that is Tony? Peace in our time. You know, like how many times again and again and again, peace in our time, peace in our time.
The
And
meteor monologue is not a far step off from what Tony says about the Jericho missile.
No.
And again, like where Banner fights back with him at the creation of Ultron, where it's like, well, that sounds like a cold world.
Yeah.
Peace in our time. Imagine that. Like that is everything that Ultron learns to be. And I think that there is a piece of the tech, obviously I had recorded that because it uses that line again and again and again and again because all of their research is recorded. And so it seems more like the AI was training itself off of them.
Its own creation, which
What they
also
were
creates a
saying.
horrifying,
Yeah, it's a
snake
loop.
eating its own tail.
Yeah.
He's a limited language model. That's what he is.
Yeah.
That's why he's got
This
teeth.
movie isn't this movie is an ode to why you shouldn't be using ChatGPT.
100%. I said that during the audio commentary. I was like, oh
yes,
my God,
you did.
the villain of this movie is AI, and now everybody's just asking ChatGPT everything. It's just Grok, what is this? Grok, what is that? And
that's how we end up with Mecha Hitler.
Like, where do we go from that? Obviously, it's not going to go to a good place.
Oh God, dude, I am so excited for Vision Quest because I cannot I love Vision. That's something we can talk about a little bit later because I know Taylor, you're not overly fond of Vision. He is one of my favorite.
You mean
Avengers.
the refrigerator?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't hate the microwave. I just don't
care
for it as a character.
I love Vision, but like I am so pumped to get Spader back. And I really, really hope it is not. I really hope, I know like for TV budget, it's probably going to be this, but like I really hope that most of that show is not spent looking at like actual James Spader. I want that filter over his voice. I want that mechanical gravel in it.
Have you seen the?
I think that's easier to do though than have it be James Spader. It's just give him a fucking microphone and tell him to record it in his closet. Here's a couple lines, babe.
So I think it was from. They showed a bit of Vision Quest somewhere. I can't remember exactly where it was, but it's all in Vision's head, isn't it?
I don't know.
That's crazy if it is.
Because it's got all the other AIs in there. Like Friday's coming back. Jacosta's supposed to be in there.
Yeah, I know Jacosta's going to be in it. Yeah.
And they're all the like human form of each other. I think Jarvis is back and it's the guy from Shield again.
Yeah, I did see that too. Yeah, like young Jarvis.
So it's got them all. So it's obviously going to be James Spader as James Spader. But I'm with you. I hope they do the little modulation.
Yeah,
I makes him sound like Ultron again.
But and Taylor, you and I were talking about it, and like we couldn't quite put our finger on it. But it's like, it's also again like it's how perverse he is in the ways that he's like Tony, and also in his like wicked tenderness towards Wanda.
Yes, that was so bizarre.
Haunting in a good way. Like I don't know you said in the audio commentary, but like
loved it.
It's like that like Wanda, if you stay, you'll die. And it's like, so why the fuck do you care? Like,
do you want to know why he cares?
Why does he care?
Because Wanda's the reason he exists.
That is true.
It's not Tony Stark, it's Wanda.
That is true. That actually, I like that so much more now. Actually, that makes so much.
No, he takes after Stark because Stark's the last one to use the staff. But Wanda's the reason why Ultron exists. That's why he cares.
Fucking actually, my mind is blown right now.
10 years people have shouted on Tony Stark for making Ultron. It's time now. It's been long enough that people realize Wanda's the reason why, which is also another Civil War argument. But...
Stay tuned.
I don't give a fuck if you do.
in the immortal words of the great American poet Tyler the Creator, it's gonna get sticky in this bitch.
Don't say that this week, Jarod.
You guys don't even want to know what is in store for this Civil War episode. You guys got to get ready.
But no, like I said, I agree
You're
with you
not
100%.
fucking. Neither of you are ready.
I say Ultron is top 5 just because like I have a vague idea as what my top 5 looks like. I don't know what the order is. I also struggle with whether or not I can put Green Goblin in there.
Oh, you're gonna put him in there anyway. Let's be fucking
Well,
honest.
well, I mean, but like,
Yeah.
well, here's my thing with that. Not to
like,
get on a non sequitur about a movie we're not going to talk about for like another month and a half, but like Willem Dafoe does so much of the heavy lifting for that performance in a movie that came out over 20 years ago. But in No Way Home, he cranks it up so much.
Oh, he fucking crushes that shit.
I do think he feels way more like comic book Green Goblin in No Way
100%
Home than he
I
does
feel like
in
they were like, hey, here's
Spider-Man.
a blank check. Here's a couple comics. Go crazy, babe. And he was like, yeah.
But like, so like, I struggle with whether or not I can put Green Goblin in there. But like again, like the fact that the fact that Ultron can hang with your Thanos, your Loki, your Killmonger, Hela, like there's so many like really fun
I
to
wouldn't put
watch.
Hela anywhere
villains.
near Ultron. Hela's like mid. No.
She's fine.
Sure.
I'm just saying, in terms of like the pantheon of MCU villains,
when you're sexy, you get a pass, okay?
Sure, but she's not Hela. She's Gore.
Kate Blanchett.
You know what? Fair.
But Taylor,
Sorry.
next on your list. Next on your list.
Also, just quickly before you move on, he cares for Wanda as well because it's the whole Janet. Was it Oedipus complex?
Oedipus.
He has in the comics. Oedipus, yeah. So they just literally just transplanted that to Wanda as well.
We are gonna do. This is gonna sound crazy. We're gonna do gangbangers for the WandaVision.
I love WandaVision. God damn.
Dude, me too. But the Oedipus. Oh, my brain is fucking like I am galaxy brained. Jarod, I'm entering my mind palace.
You gotta take the glasses off.
Hold on, where's my pen at?
There is no fucking baby, guys. There is no fucking baby.
No baby, dude.
It's funny having this trio here to make them no baby joke because like it fully comes full circle now.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Now the only thing they could have done to make me like Ultron more in this movie is if he dressed as Santa Claus. It's the only thing they could have done. It's the funniest bit of Ultron in the comics. He just dressed as Santa for one.
Again, the finale, like where Vision is about to destroy him, I was like, that's the best Ultron look.
But like that, but I love that scene so much.
Oh, the fact that his mouth is separate, like the fact that it doesn't move, it doesn't.
I liked it at the time because it was just the breadcrumbs. Now it's too like 2005 CW sort of shit. Like no, I needed the full Ultron.
No, it's good because it's all good. Like that's like again, Ultron in the notes, smash. So and that was when he took Ulysses Claw's arm off is when that got written down. Next one, Avengers Are Friends, smiley face. Smiley face.
The only time you see him as friends.
They're friends. I love them friends.
50 odd movies, and this is the only time.
It is the only time. Factually, yes.
Endgame as well. Endgame as well.
They're not friends.
No.
They're doing a job.
They're trying to rebuild. They're trying to put the friendship back together there.
Yeah, but if it's you can't be friends if it's not together.
Mm-hmm.
If you're having to put it back together, you're currently not friends.
You're not friends.
But there's a mutual respect that the friendship is being rebuilt upon. That
I
is bringing them back together.
There's a huge mutual respect. I think some of them don't respect each other, and I think
Tony straight up brings Steve the Shield back to make amends
because he knows he's useless without it.
Also, because he knows he was being a cunt before, so like he shouldn't.
Either way,
it's also like, hey, this is mine, so I can take it back whenever I want.
And he was like, I also was being a huge bitch to you.
Hold on, we're not doing that right now. We're not doing that right now.
Anyway, so
back to the farm where Steve has a hissy fit and rips Groot in half.
Listen, my thing with the
Jared
whole the Avengers
bookmarked
aren't
that in the
friends.
episode. Okay, Jared bookmarked that in the episode.
Listen, with my whole thing with like when people say like, "Oh, the Avengers are coworkers; they're not friends; they don't
They
care about each."
are.
Hold on, because you're wrong. No,
You
they
can
The
have beautiful
Avengers are supposed to
relationships
be
with
a
your
family.
coworkers.
then they are,
You
and
can
they
be
fucking
you can have
are.
beautiful
In the
relationships
first
with your
movie,
coworkers.
in the first movie, they don't fucking know each other, and by the end, they are making like insane plays based fully off of a trust that you could only forge like in the heat of battle with a
As
comrade at arms.
coworkers. Yep.
Before we get to, I need you to please fucking stop.
I can't physically. I can't.
There's a reason why they live in a mansion in the comics together. They
and
are
I love that. I love
And
that.
they
That's the thing is
live
that
there
I want them to
here.
live there in the movie.
And
they
then
don't.
after the Ultron incident, things become
Clayton
frayed.
has his
People have
own
other shit
house.
they
He
need
has
to
a
do.
family. So he definitely doesn't live with them.
Yeah. No, well, he lived with them at the time while they were doing fucking missions together. You
No,
know, he
has a
goes off.
family.
Okay, minus Hawkeye then.
Okay.
No, not
There's
minus Hawkeye,
only-
because you go to like Malcolm in the Middle, the elder brother doesn't live with them, he's still the family.
So where's Thor? Is he also fucked off?
Yeah. At the end of the movie, yeah.
Yeah.
But he stays
so
on
he's
Earth at the end of Dark World.
Steve's still looking for
That's
a
because he's stuck
pole.
on the wrong tube in London. That's why he stays.
Steve actually still, I think Liz was Sam.
No,
because he's looking for a place in
because
Brooklyn.
he says he's looking for a place in
And
Brooklyn.
he can't
Sam
find one
lives
because he
in.
can't afford it.
Yes, so they're in Avengers Tower.
Because Tony doesn't care about his friends.
Or he already has a house at Avengers Tower.
So I
For
use
fuck's sake, please let me finish this thought before I mute you. But anyway,
if this was me, I'd have been kicked out 5 minutes ago.
You would have.
But we live together. So.
And that is why, because I love you, I'm muting you for a moment, Miss Taylor. I love you. So I can finish my fucking
muting
thought.
the only woman on the stream. Fuck me, Jarod.
1776 will rise again. You're both fucking muted. Anyway, I can hear her saying you hate women in the other room. But anyway, they do care deeply for each other because they are family. They're comrades in arms. And that is the reason why the schism that forms in Civil War hurts so much, because this is a level of frustration that you only get when somebody you love and care about deeply is making what you think is a bad decision, not only for themselves, but for the collective. They deeply care about each other. That is why things go to a boiling point in Civil War. That is why there is so much bad blood in Infinity War. And that is why the reunion in Endgame is so beautiful, because that has been the case. We get a movie where they're forming, a movie where they're fully together that ends with people going, hey, I have other shit I have to do for plot reasons. And then we get an unofficial third movie with Civil War where they break up because shit hit the fan. Infinity War, everybody scattered to the wind, and in Endgame, they come back together. Please.
You're so rude for that.
I took back my time. Continue with your notes.
Wow.
I won't continue with my notes.
I want to point out, I agreed with Jarod and still got muted, by the way.
That actually is true. He was agreeing with you, but I was just talking way too loud. But I got silenced because I'm a woman. So,
You made this bed, Jarod. You gotta lie in it.
Yeah, you gotta lay in it. Wait, where were we? Oh, that was a good reason. So I have to go back to my bad reasons. My grievances. He's fast and she's weird. I hated that line. I hate that line. I hated the line when
I hate that line,
was in the trailer. I hated the line when it was released at San Diego Comic-Con in like 2014. And I hated that line today.
In fairness, Steve is dumb, so it makes sense, but I don't like the line.
No, I agree and I get it, but like it is. Jared tried to like be like, he was like, oh well, she's trying to dumb it down, and then she dumbs it down again, and then she dumbs it down again, and I'm like, no.
It's one of the parts of the 2010s comic book movie that hasn't aged well.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we have to poke fun at ourselves. We can't explain it. She's weird.
Yeah.
It's like we get that enough.
She's weird.
Hmm.
But
I
she's
think
not like
it's
other
out.
girls.
I'm not.
Also, she looks like she just came out of a Hot Topic. It's a I'm not like other girls kind of move.
I don't take umbrage with the line as much as you do. I will say it does stick out so badly because they do lampshading the silly so fucking well later in the movie. With the like, the city's floating, we're fighting an army of robots. I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense. But if you step out that door, you're an Avenger.
Which
Like
made
that.
me cry the first time I watched this movie in the theaters.
Like,
And then he pops Wolverine claws because that was a
yes.
thing.
Jarod mentioned that also.
I made a joke about that in the audio commentary. It's like, remember
I
everybody
was like,
said
yeah,
Wolverine?
I don't remember that. I remember it being Hawkeye.
Wasn't it this movie when someone put Hugh Jackman into the Google cast? And that's where it was started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, like I agree with you that like it isn't that, you know, how many times have I praised Superman for it just being able to go like, yeah, the hypno glasses, moving the fuck on. You know, like this is like that scene sticks out because it's doing what like the hypno glasses scene could have been. And here it's the lamp shading of like almost like in a meta way engaging with the audience and almost like acknowledging to them, we know it's silly, but we also know you're invested despite, or maybe because the silly. So thank you. You know, it's a very George Lucas, like dare to be weird, dare to be hokey, dare to be cute kind of thing.
Though I will say that glasses bit a bit too much in the other direction because now I have questions.
What?
Well, how do they work?
That Guy Gardner says.
How does it work in a picture?
They don't.
So what's the point?
Just,
we're not talking about Superman. Taylor, your next note.
That's why I said quick, like little. I just have
glasses. All right, hold on. Do I go? I hated both of the Maximoff's outfits, all of them, because I wrote in parentheses all, not just one or two.
Is that all including the end one?
Yes, I hated both of them. I hated both of them. No, not Wanda's like final. She looks sexy. I mean her battle one.
Okay, the little shitty red jacket. That's like
the Hot Topic outfit. Yeah, I hated that. Her finale, like the end credit scene, beautiful. Where was that? We have an object that can make human skin. We don't have somebody who can like put together an outfit.
Not
we
yet.
have her brother in a closet.
That's why that's why Tony made the fabricator that Spider-Man uses.
Well,
he's like, we got to make sure you guys have this shit on from now on.
Yeah, everybody complained about it last time. So that was bad stuff. Good stuff.
Quicksilver though, those Ultra Boosts are fly as hell.
Hated those shoes.
Yeah, but he's got thumb holes. That's no.
He does have fucking ugly thumb holes.
I'm just saying the Ultra Booster slick as hell.
I hate
That's one of my favorite Adidas silhouettes. Those are the sneakers that Sam Reich wears, Taylor.
Okay.
That I got.
They have lime green on it, and it goes against his color palette.
Correct.
That's just the 2010 sneaker thing, though, where there was always a shot of color you could never match anything.
The shoes are fine.
Shouldn't.
But for him in that time when his color palette is blue and gray and little silver, they shouldn't be
blue. Yeah. Another good thing.
I got the design autism flavor.
No, you're right.
No.
You're right. Okay. We'll start with the Wanda's good list. Wanda's OP. And I love that for her. She clears hundreds of people. In the end, she's just like, everybody's got to evacuate, and so she just does that, and I love that for her. She also stops the train. That shit's crazy.
I forgot about that part. That's really cool.
That shit was badass.
That train goes so far.
So far.
That's like the Fast and Furious runway. He just keeps fucking going.
Good list. Pietra saves people from the train. That was cool. I liked him doing that. I liked him doing that shit. I also loved his blue trail. I thought that was a great.
Mm.
I
Oh,
thought
like
that
the
was a
vapor
great.
trail
Yeah.
effect. Yeah.
Again,
And it has little echoes of him as well.
yeah, and again, like they had like there were pieces where I was like, all right, I can fuck with this super heavy. Um, Pietro being like clear the city into the police department, and then nobody moves anything, and they continue to play solitaire. So he shoots an AK-47
Accurate
uh
police. Cool. I
at
like it.
the ceiling, and he says, "Get off your asses." That's my king. Pietro again. Sidestep tackling Ultron on the train.
That hip
Uh,
check is clean as
Mm.
hell. A
that
little.
was
"Ooh."
uh he again is Ultron is fist fighting Captain America, and Pietro is like, and I was like, that's my boy. And then do I have any other bad stuff? Yeah, I didn't see that coming back and forth. I thought those were stupid.
I like it.
Yeah,
Um,
I like it. I think it's fun.
I thought that was a dumb entry line, and I thought that was a dumb exit line. Uh, Also, my favorite character was shot to death, so I think I am allowed to have that opinion.
You know what? I'll give you that. Do you know what's even funnier about him being shot to death, though? Those bullets went through everything, but not Clint. Clint only gets
No, they
grazed.
actually did go through Clint. Clint was shot.
Only on the hip, but where it was, with how he would have had to have carried Clint and that kid, it should have gone through Clint. Doesn't make sense.
Should have, and it did. Anyway, moving on. And then Pietro once again destroying the Ultron bots on the bridge by simply touching them as he ran full speed at them. I thought that was sick as fuck.
I will say again,
My favorite character. I thought that was sick as fuck.
all respect
And I'll never get to
to
see it again. And that's so great for me.
Oh, give it
I
till after
want to
Secret Wars. He'll be back.
kill my well,
Maybe
if
not
it's not,
ATJ,
maybe I'll
but
kill
Quicksilver will be
myself.
back.
I don't care about that guy. I hated his hair and I hated his outfit. Okay.
Oh, his hair was so cool, though.
His hair was not cool.
No,
Why
all
why does he have
I
brown
appreciate
roots? Dude, get a fucking hairstylist. Be so fucking for real.
that.
all
I didn't even have
respect
brown roots and I just dyed my hair before that movie.
all respect to the X-Men movies that do the Quicksilver stuff, the slow-mo time in a bottle scene. It's cool, it's
No,
great,
Dope as
whatever.
fuck.
total disrespect to those movies. They suck. They're shit.
See,
I love Days
all
of Future Past.
respect. I hated all of
Movie,
them because
garbage.
of Jennifer Lawrence, but I did like the Quicksilver scenes, but not because of
They
Evan
make no.
Peters, and I
They
hated him.
make no sense. They
All
make.
I
saying,
hated Evan Peters as
Mm.
Quicksilver. I
Is he
hated him as
fast in those
Quicksilver.
movies, or is he stopping time? They never tell you.
They don't ever tell you, and I feel like that is a problem for me that I do get, but I don't get an answer to, which is where like I get it. The thing is that if you're going to have if you're going to have a Pietro character who is by definition faster than the speed of time, then that's how he has to exist. He doesn't
Mhm.
get to choose when those moments are, and I think that that is something for me as somebody who's a very big fan of him in comics. That is how he exists.
Mm. He's
Is
ADHD.
no, it is
Everything's too
that
slow for him. No.
everything is too slow. The one of my favorite panels of all of Quicksilver is him looking at a psychiatrist and being like, "Have you ever been to the ATM?" And the person in front of you doesn't
Mm.
understand how to work the machine.
Mhm.
Have you done that? And they were like, "Yeah." And he was like, "That's how I exist in life.
Mm.
Nobody knows how to use the ATM. I know how to use the ATM. And I have 100 people in front of me in line, and not one of them can
Mm.
because he exists in fast forward. So like there are several different later like this was a 90s adaptation of him. Again, that's I am not up with the new media. But like this was one of his runs that I'm almost certain I have. But like it is him just describing the fact that like I exist at a pace where all of you are in slow motion and I am the only thing that is moving normal. So he was talking about having dinner with Crystal, his wife, a member of the Inhumans, and he had finished his plate in 2 to 5 seconds. of dinner. And he thought he was doing it at a normal speed. And he looks over and everybody has only taken their first bite. They've only just sliced into this piece of meat. And he is like, great, now I just have to sit here. And he has to sit there and sit there and sit there and sit there. And it's one of those moments where, again, his power type in comics is that he is living his life as the only person moving in regular speed in a world of fast forward.
X
And
Factor 87 as well, by the way. Just
thank you. Did you just look that up?
I did, yeah.
Thank you.
He has the little picture of the snail and everything.
Yeah, yes. And that is yes. That is exactly where I'm like, that is my favorite character. That is my favorite character's power set. And to get you didn't see that coming, I got shot 8 times, is so annoying.
Can I push back a little bit?
No, because it's a bullshit reason why.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
I have a couple reasons.
I assume she was going to talk about the whole Fox thing.
No, it has nothing to do with like the mutation stuff.
Still, it just.
So first of all, on one hand,
you can't portray that in media, and that's also one of the things that like really aggravates me about his character is that like I'm fine with this character who I love only being portrayed in cartoon media because that's the only place where you can functionally display his power set and also functionally display him as a character, because even in the Young Avengers series where he is like tripling down on like the ideas from those X Factor comics where he is like, I live in a world where you guys are fucking typing in Google for every single answer and I already have it. And all you guys look at me as like I'm an asshole when I am fucking still here, okay?
So
everybody wants to be pissed at me and I'm still here dealing with all your slow asses.
With regards to his power scaling in the MCU, what I think is also important to remember, and again, this came up multiple times during the audio commentary. You're like, I hate the costume. I said, yeah, but it makes sense. I know you do. But I was like, I know, but it makes sense as a starting point. That like this is what he cobbled together, and had he survived the Sokovia conflict and the Ultron crisis, he would have ended up with like a souped up like Stark Fabricator suit that would have looked better. But he doesn't get that far. But he would have. Another thing to take
never will.
I know. Another thing to take into consideration here, though, is that like he is fresh to his powers. Remember the fact that it took 3, count them, 3 movies for Peter Parker to have a handle on how spider sense works in the MCU. Like,
which is even more of a reason why Quicksilver should have been really aggravated in this movie.
Sure, but he hasn't had his powers for that long. Wait, no, please hold on. Please hold on. Please hold on. Let me finish this thought before I lose it again.
I closed the book, but he mentioned something I didn't mention.
Just give me 1 second. So I think you also need to give the grace of, yes, he died. Like the flame is extinguished before it can truly burn, and it sucks. I also wish Quicksilver stuck around because I like him too. Mm-hmm. But he's also fresh. So I don't even think he's existed with these powers long enough to have that perception of the reality around him.
Also, so is she, and she OP fucking destroyed hundreds of Doom bots.
She does do the little blocky thing. No.
But also look at what Wanda's upper limit is in just a few movies. Look at how much more powerful she becomes. Look at the magnitude of her powers just a few movies later. Like, with time, I think we get there. And I think that, like, for you, grading Quicksilver on his first and unfortunately only, but nonetheless first adventure against a fully developed at like prime appearances Quicksilver, there's going to be a differential there. You know, in the same way, I don't think it would be fair for me to go, oh, well, look at all these incredible feats of not just like real-time strategy, but strength and agility and, you know, and like spider sense buffoonery from Spider-Man if I'm watching the first Sam Raimi movie. You know, I'm
To an extent.
expecting to watch a Peter who's been doing this for 8 years, or even here I'll use a better example. It's like grading Insomniac Peter during the Kingpin prologue mission, who has been doing this for 8 years canonically against the human spider in a wrestling ring with Bonesaw. Like, I get the frustration because you want to see him at his pinnacle because that's your favorite fucking character.
I
But
also have
also, I just don't
mentioned
think you're
many
giving it a fair shake.
opportunities where he was doing gangbangers, where he punched Captain America in the face and almost knocked him out. Where he sidestep tackled Ultron, the fucking semi-vibranium robot monster. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm not giving him a fair shake. I'm just saying they didn't, because they didn't. Also, Mitch,
They
he's
half
not a
ass it.
bitch enough.
It's true. He's not.
Like, literally, that was the one when you were like, well, no, he's not being a dick enough. No, he's not a bitch enough.
The other thing I was going to say real quick is that with him getting shot, like
8 or 9 times, which is
and we can
so
talk
cool.
about like the way they're moving, like the bullet should have hit Clint anyway, fine, whatever. But I also think that it makes his sacrifice more meaningful when you take into consideration that the time at which he steps in to save Clint and that child, he was not getting shot because it wasn't fast enough. He had to run through the bullets to get to them.
Correct. And
I think that adds to like the weight of the sacrifice.
he just
That,
should have let them die.
That like but to say like here's this guy who's like kind of only real motivation initially is fuck the United States, fuck the
Stark.
Avengers, and in particular, fuck Tony Stark until he dies. And that and going from that to this guy that I've like low key been beefing with since Jump, I'm going to run through a hail of bullets to save not just him, but a manifestation of like the innocence that like was robbed of him that set him down this path.
That.
Like
and I get it.
It's him running through the hail of bullets. I think if the gun wasn't quite there yet, he could have dodged it, obviously. It's that he chooses to run through a hail of bullets to save Clint, yes, but more importantly, this child. In the same way we see Wanda get a shot of her specifically saving children.
We see the child watch the light from Pietro's eyes diminish as he's sitting there half conscious looking at the man who saved his life bleeding out from 9 bullet wounds. Yeah, I think that's great. I also I think that's great. I think that's a great end to that character, and I'm glad that we never see him again. Until
I think the biggest problem with what Jared's been saying, though, you should take the whole Fox thing out of it because obviously he has to die because of Fox and blah 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 blah.
But Wanda doesn't because she's a baddie.
Because the X-Men movies don't want to touch her. Yeah,
she's in the X-Men movies.
Yes.
What?
She's in the movies. She's not even in a twin in the movie.
That's what I was going to say.
Years younger.
Yeah, we're at this point. She's several years younger.
Also,
if I remember, we don't even see her using her powers.
No, you don't. No,
used in the X-Men
which is my
movies
point.
And X3.
But the whole thing of Pietro, with Wanda, they give her those little bumps at the end. No, they show that like under duress, she's gonna have something more to her powers.
Yeah,
because you have the little Ultron bots fizzle away into the cubes. No, they're hinting at what's going to come down the line. Pietro doesn't get that. He's I have this default. OP. He has this default speed. This entire movie.
Pietro he could have is one of those like characters who are too OP. Right, he's too OP to have around later. Because if you have him, then he solves all the problems for other movies. If you have Quicksilver in Captain America: Civil War, I kind of solve all the problems because I'm too fast for anybody to be like, I saw that guy doing something because I found him buying plums outside. Like,
not the fucking plums again.
Yeah, no, seriously though, like
I know, I'm fucking with you.
For me, the real reason that Quicksilver was killed in this movie is because he unfortunately will break the plot of every other movie.
even then, I don't necessarily think that's the case. Like, we've been coming up with reasons to like put a speedster in their place for as long as the Flash has existed, and
Yeah, but the
like,
Flash doesn't exist in this world, and nobody has
sure,
super speed here either. Like that's the thing for me is that like they
They
made
do,
a
just don't
choice.
see him just yet. They're quicker than him as well.
Oh, yeah,
Makari, yeah.
no, yeah, she's a baddie, and I love her so much.
the beautiful
Again,
Makari.
Never do that again.
yeah, it was
Ever.
really
Ever.
weird.
I don't know if Barry is Northern Irish or just Irish, but never do that again.
No, again, yeah, but he would break the plot of other Avengers movies by proxy of being in them, and Makari would do the same thing. Hence the reason they're attached to one thing. I think that this is a problem that is a serial problem with movies that want to have a Justice League, that want to have an Avengers, that want to have a movie that has a team. Because in comic books, it's easy to like eliminate a speedster, is that you give him a bunch of other side things to do, but in a movie, it's much harder.
Or just splash damage. I don't care how fast you're running, you're still in this general vicinity. If like I set off an explosive or I have some type of like ability that
But
will
he's
send
also
of
faster than
weight
that.
around me, like you're still going to get hit by it.
Are
Unless and until
you?
we're getting to the point where like we are like phasing through shit.
Which
Like
Quicksilver actually could do in the Young
I
Avengers comics,
I know
and
that he can do it,
unfortunately,
but that's
that
one of
was
those things you got
something.
to build to. Like if he's
Um,
out the gate phasing through, like again, it's the issue with the Flash movie. Why is his first solo adventure on the big screen him doing Flashpoint and breaking the time barrier?
Because the Flash is only one story people give a shit about.
Again, and here's the thing: is that like when you
Well, fuck
have
that.
the Flash in other movies, when you have Quicksilver and other, when if you take like movie plots and you were like, all right, here's a character who has super speed, um, the plot starts to kind of break apart because like if the issue with the plot is like getting from point A to point B, well, you have a guy who did that already. So like we now what do? We still have to get the rest of the characters to point B. And he can't just carry them. That's fucking silly. And that starts to make a bad movie. So like I understand logistically why my favorite character was killed immediately. I still hate it. Okay. And I'm
Fair.
He
always
technically
gonna
gets
hate it.
fridged because he's Wanda's character
He
development.
does he does get fridge because he's Wanda's character development.
Okay, I'm
And
gonna
then
get
that
Gail
fucking
Simone on the
air
horn because I
fryer,
don't think it counts if it's a dude.
that air
That's
fryer
just sexist, Jared.
rescues her from the fucking train where she killed
Mhm.
Ultron, and then they sailed off into the sunset, and now they're gonna get married.
But on the
And he
whole,
joins Team Iron Man because he doesn't like fundamentally understand being a human. But to say,
I'm not saying.
I can't believe I'm teaming you up with Armin for
who's to
this.
say?
But
Uh,
no, well, I mean, on the whole,
who's
though,
to say?
on the whole, you came out of this on the audio commentary saying that you do appreciate this movie. And you said it earlier, you do appreciate this movie more than you did before.
Yeah, I like this movie. I like it way more than I thought I would because I hated it so much because it killed my favorite character. Which I think is a fair reason to hate a movie. Um,
Mhm.
when they killed the favorite character you've always had for the last 20 years. Oh, more than that actually. Um, when for over 20 years you've liked some guy and some dude named Kevin Feige and Joss Whedon decide to kill him.
You're,
It
you're.
can.
I didn't bring it up earlier because I was trying to like debate in terms of the in-universe practicality. Your problem is with Fox Studios, not Whedon or Feige. Like, because again,
It's
that was the
three
thing.
bull- That's the problem.
It's all three. You're right.
Whedon's bald, Feige's bald, whoever the fuck at Fox is bald. Tim Rothman,
And
whoever's name.
genuinely, it broke my faith in Marvel for a long time.
And I think that's so funny because, like we talked about on the Guardians episode, like this was the point in time where I was like, no, I'm gonna ride for these movies no matter what. because
I mean,
because
I'm
they
not
made
saying
Guardians
I
work.
didn't go see that Ant-Man opening night or anything. I'm not saying I didn't do that because I
Of course.
did.
I'm
Like,
just saying, like this was the moment that I still like, to a lesser extent, just because it's been so long. But like, I still like, if Guardians on. I was like, no, whatever the fuck you do, I am there, because there is a vision here that I like legitimately will follow into battle.
Then they hit you with Guardians 2 and it all crumbles. No,
Yeah, the first half of that movie's fucking rough.
the whole thing's rough. You know.
Brandy.
Having your favorite character die or get the
I'd
Guardians Volume 2 treatment?
rather get the Guardians Volume 2 treatment because then at least he comes back later in another movie.
As someone who was affected by both, I'd rather take what happened to Quicksilver.
Who was your favorite character that died?
I mean, I've loved the twins since I was a kid.
Okay, I wasn't sure who you were referring to specifically. I didn't know.
I don't know why I'm pointing at, and I'm not actually pointing at anything. I was just more like,
I actually almost
in the way
I
back.
have Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch earrings that are like literally like iron cast earrings.
Nice.
I don't wear them because they're heavy as fuck because they're cast in iron, and they're
All I can imagine is if you were wearing those, like watching one of them, like
D&D minis. Like they're quite literally the size of a D&D mini, and I almost wore one on. Like yeah.
I can only imagine like the
I'm gonna
universe where
look for
you
them.
chose
I'm
to
gonna
do
find
that,
them.
and you just moving your head, just one of those
It's
just
heavy.
clacking against your microphone,
It'd
and
be
it
like
just giving everybody home a nice ping, like Eli's fucking fire alarm going off last week.
yeah, it'd be a nice treat for everybody to hear the iron clack against it.
But yeah, no, I love this movie. I love the chemistry. Spader is so fucking fun to watch. As
Why do they
Ultron.
have the cradle and the regeneration technology if not to bring Quicksilver back? But whatever.
Because
I'll
he
kill
was
myself.
dead already. Flint had a flesh wound that could
Flint?
have been bad. Clint had a flesh wound that was like bad but not fatal. They kept joking about how not fatal it was during the beginning of the movie. Quicksilver was DOA.
It's fucked up.
He wasn't. He survived a little while longer.
It's fucked up. He did.
Oh my
He actually
fucking
was.
God, you're both so fucking pedantic.
Yes.
It's unfortunate that they didn't just bring him into the helicarrier where they probably have one of those machines. They just put him on a little stupid ship.
But
And he died on the way over, which honestly was more traumatizing for me as a viewer. It's fine though.
He deserved better.
He genuinely he did deserve
and
better.
hopefully post Secret Wars,
And
when
I'll
the
never
reset
get it.
happens, we will
I'll
get
never
the
get
twins back as children of Magneto, hopefully played by
Oh, fuck
Romani
off.
actors.
Never gonna happen.
That bit, yes. Magneto
It would
no,
be
fuck
great.
off.
I'm gonna edit this so that Mitch, the only other person I know who every time we have talked about Wanda Maximoff, a character we both adore in the MCU, going, Olsen's great. Should have been a Romani actor, but Olsen's
Correct.
great. Like having that conversation, I'm gonna cut that out just so Mitch can go fuck the Romani actors who should be playing.
I have dirt on you, Jarod, and I will put it out there.
I would give you more if you needed. Anyway, I
appreciate
think that they also should have been cast as Romani actors. I said that the moment that both of them were. My personal opinion going into this movie in 2015 was that I was already pissed about Wanda, almost more specifically, because coming out of this movie, my other character was dead, so it wouldn't have mattered whether or not he was Romani at that
I've
point.
been more I've been more patient with the Romani element with the MCU, only because again, like there is that weird interaction with A, the rights, and B, the fact that they go, oh, we're just gonna make them like basically Ukrainian with the Sokovia stuff, that like there was a part of me that was like, again, it's like this doesn't excuse it. I can see the math. It's very like it's not
because you're still hanging out in that particular area of Eastern Europe. Like,
Yeah.
still kind of. It's like, what's
Not
the
Ukraine
whiter part?
specifically, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, I mean, like we're
and that's what I'm
looking a
saying. It's
little bit
very
more.
and again, and we'll be talking about it in a couple weeks. It's the ancient one of it all, where it's like we want to avoid a negative stereotype, so we're gonna completely sidestep it. And oh fuck, all we did was actually
But that's the
whitewash
thing is
the
that like,
ancient one.
what is a negative stereotype if not something that you're
The
creating?
stereotype for Wanda anyway was the gypsy
Yes.
angle of it all because
Yes,
obviously
which
she's
was a
based on
big
the
90s character
Mhm.
like shift for her in the fucking belly dancer outfit. Like that
Mhm.
was a specific look that like really veered them into a certain way. Because
Mhm.
Quicksilver, Pietro was never really visually portrayed as Romani. He was always
No,
more light skinned. He always looked like Magneto. He always
he
looked
looked
like a
like the
young
Wizard. Let's be
Magneto.
honest. He looked like the Wizard.
He had the white hair, but
He
he
looked like his
still
dad, the Wizard. It's fine.
yeah, but like that's like again,
Taylor, you fell into his trap. He was trying to get you to agree that Magneto wasn't his father.
But it's
no.
not.
You
It's
say
not.
lizard?
The Wizard. His real
Oh
dad.
no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
The Wizard and Miss America, their real parents. Yeah.
No, no.
Mm-hmm.
Um
Their first parents.
See,
no,
now I get to watch you two fight over whether or not Magneto should be their father, and now I
no,
get to
no.
win.
Oh, I'm not fighting because even Magneto says I'm not your dad, so there's nothing to
Yeah,
really
he
argue.
says that now. He didn't for the last like fucking 55 years.
That's because he's a
Whatever, it's
bad
fine. If I grew
being.
up with a man who's my father for 55 years, he's always going to be my dad. Anyway, um, just saying, if somebody wants
Justice
to
for
be
the
my
Wizard.
dad forever, then I'd like that.
In fact, actually,
Um,
that's another speedster thing the MCU's done. They put the Wizard in a yellow hoodie. Fuck them for that.
I just, again, I think that I had less of an issue with Pietro's characterization because of the fact that he was dead immediately. And again, because he always looked like Magneto in the comic. Like he always was light skinned, he always had white hair. He literally looked like mini baby Magneto. And that was something that people always said too in all of the comics is that like, yeah, you just look like a little him, which a piss off moment for Pietro because he hates his dad. Um,
The wizard.
The Wizard. ER.
Wizard. That's what I
yeah,
meant.
you said the wizard, like
Sorry.
who MJ shouldn't have played for.
Thank you for saying it so I didn't have to.
So no,
We should have never ever let MJ
MJ.
play for the Wizards.
So I had less of an issue with Aaron Taylor Johnson's like casting than I did with Elizabeth Olsen's coming out of it. But at the end of all things, rewatching this movie again with the appreciation for everything that like we have gotten from WandaVision, Multiverse of Madness, all of those beautiful things. That's my baby. That's my girl.
Hell yeah. Well, I am very happy to hear that you had a lot more positive takeaways from this than we anticipated.
Yeah, I had a list
Um,
of good things and bad things.
what was funny on the audio commentary for those of you who don't listen to it,
Who
Taylor,
are should listen to it. I
you
almost said
should
something mean.
listen to it.
I almost said something fucked up and mean.
Please don't. I want these lovely people at home to give us money.
So do I, and
Fucked up
they
uh,
and mean
don't.
gets the money, Jared. That's
huh?
how it works. The fucked up and mean gets the money these days.
You're not wrong.
That's what I've heard
But Taylor
today,
was like,
right
Taylor,
now.
as we were getting ready to sit down, Taylor went, I need a notebook. And I went, okay. And I got up and I picked up my notebook that I use to like take notes on like Star Wars novels when I'm listening to them, when I'm going to do a review. If you flip through it to the front, it's all of my notes on Inquisitorius, Rise of the Red Blade.
That's so lame.
What I was doing a whole episode about a book. I needed to keep up with it. But okay, you
Now
don't need
my
to show my
grievances.
notes. Oh, they're your grievances. But I brought it to her, and as we were starting to record the audio commentary,
Oedipus
she
for
goes,
later.
I already have two grievances, and I was like, well, I'm really glad you're going into this movie with an open fucking mind. um, but she did, and it's character development, and I'm proud of you.
I didn't have an open mind going into this movie, but I came out with one.
So did Pietro.
Yeah, it was all over the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it wasn't this time. There was 9 other bullet holes there.
It
Brutal.
leaked out. It's fine.
None of which were in his head and his fucking brown roots. His
But
lived-in roots. He didn't even spring for a balayage. Weak. Poor.
with
It
all of
got
that
blown
said,
up in the Stark bombing. It's fine. No.
yeah, the
Yeah.
hairdresser.
All
That's
her
why he's
die.
really mad. No.
Honestly, tracks better than the rest of his motivations. That picture he has in his wallet, that box hair
I have little
guy.
picture. I look
They
at
have
it every
little
night.
picture.
I
The
want my
box
bud. Saying
I
that,
was.
but
I'm not gonna lie to
Like,
you because I know she's only a room away. I didn't say anything about the little picture monologue because I was afraid for my safety. So I just kept every chuckle to myself of just how bizarre
I
that scene
want my
is.
bird. Honestly, though, the comparison to the bird scene makes it so much better for me.
But anyway, with all of that
Because the
said,
little picture, I was like, I don't give a fuck, dude. You're my favorite character of all time, and I don't care.
do we have any final thoughts on Avengers: Age of Ultron before we wrap up here?
good movie.
Great movie. Really love this.
It's
I really
fine.
love
Spader
this.
carried it hard.
But it's,
Yeah,
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 absolutely, he did.
yeah. Vader needs back surgery for carrying this one. Not in like a negative way, but just in a like he just is MVP.
Why it's taken him 10 years to come back.
Oh, also, I do need to say on Vision, um, one of those characters on the list of like, oh, they're never going to do this.
Really?
I never thought they'd touch this.
It's
I
just a
never thought
red
they'd.
door.
Yeah,
For me, it
but
was
like,
like, oh yeah, the microwave, no problem. They'll give it
Wow.
sentience.
Wow.
can we not make jokes about the microwave? And I won't make jokes about your little Sokovian bullet sponge.
That's just mean.
No,
That's mean.
the air fryer can get this smoke.
But I don't know. It just seemed like one of those things. Like, oh, and they announced they were doing Age of Ultron. I'm like, oh my god, we might get Vision, and I was super excited for it. I love Paul Bettany's portrayal of Vision.
Oh yeah, he's great.
He's just so tender, and it's just like again, like it's like because he is the inverse of Ultron, where it's like, oh, I will defend life, and like even that line where he's like, I don't want to destroy Ultron. It's what he's doing that means I'm gonna have to. And I love the fact that when Vision has the last Ultron butt corner,
Last. There was never
Last.
any confirmation that it was the last
Yeah.
one.
I do have
You
to
also
agree.
never see it go boom.
True. But in that moment, hold on. And we're back after a little break before we wrap up. But that little moment with the allegedly last Ultron bot, again, like Vision, like he like that little bit of mercy he shows because like he does not show up like ready to fight it. He legitimately, when he has a moment alone with Ultron,
No, it's the same thing that he said throughout the time
yeah,
that he has sentience. It's that I don't want to kill Ultron. He is an anomaly. It's just that he is scared and full of rage, and I cannot let him continue.
but exactly, and it's the way that he does legitimately. It seems like he's trying to talk him out of it because Vision reacts. He does not instigate that. I
Of course,
misremembered the
yeah.
scene. Because I thought he said he did the whole like. Then again, I was born yesterday, and then I really thought that's how it went, but it's the fact that he says it, and then Ultron, and like bows up on him, and then he just shoots him down.
He starts to lunge at him, yeah.
And I just love Vision's characterization so much. I love Bettany's performance, and again, it's the way that it's so beautifully set up with the Thor hammer dick measuring contest at the beginning of the movie.
At the
That
midpoint of the movie. That's
sure,
beginning.
sure. It's in the first act.
It's in the second, actually. But whatever.
It's literally where Ultron is born. Okay.
It's the beginning of the
first-
second act.
It is taking from that scene that is so funny that feels like it's there mostly as a fun little gag, but we get that payoff of like, no, like Vision is worthy, and like that being used as like an immediate shorthand for this is a good person. This is somebody who is good to their core.
But is an elevator worthy?
No, because an elevator doesn't have a soul,
So if you
and the
put the
Vision does.
you put the hammer in an elevator and it goes up, that doesn't make the elevator worthy.
No, because that's the floor, and the floor is moving.
But the floor's
Mm,
part of the elevator.
it's a machine.
That's what I said, Mitch. Thank you.
But
It's a
you said
machine.
no, it's the floor, it's not the elevator. You made
No,
the
Okay.
it's a
distinction.
part of the machine. So like again, if I had the hammer on a pulley system, it would still go up. But the
Yeah.
pulley system isn't worthy.
No,
But would it
because
though?
the
Because
word
it's you putting that
because
up at that
it
point.
because it lacks a
No, it's a
spirit with which
system.
to judge its character by.
It's like a crank system. It's like an elevator.
It
Uh,
lacks a spirit with which to judge its character by,
correct, just like
meaning
the
that it is.
Vision does because it's a microwave oven. You mean the refrigerator who picks it up?
I don't even have any of the Alex Jones clips in this StreamYard.
I'm just saying that
Maybe I'll
unfortunately,
walk out of here tomorrow and you'll never see me again. That's really what I want to do. Um,
Wow.
just because the lawnmower can move the hammer does not make the lawnmower worthy.
all of that said, the
Can I
fact
go
that
for the really
that
obvious one before we move on?
sure,
Vision doesn't have a soul, he has the Mind Stone.
Bingo. That's actually where I was kind of going with this, but Jared wanted to
Yeah.
shut me off.
I didn't want to shut you off like a microwave oven.
You did actually, much like a microwave oven. You wanted to unplug me, the thing you can't do with Vision anymore.
Either
Because he's
way,
powered by the Mind Stone.
it's an incredible shorthand to immediately establish that he is pure of heart
Pure
in
of
a way that
heart.
is.
He couldn't be anything else. He's an intergalactic fucking entity.
Yeah, so it's Ultron in fairness.
No, because he doesn't have the Soul Stone or the Mind Stone or whatever the fuck it's
No,
supposed
but
to
they
be.
come from the same place, didn't they?
No, they
They're both
actually
born
came.
of the
Ooh,
stone,
they did come from the same space, but
Mhm.
only one inhabits the other.
and only one is pure of heart.
And the scepter in and of itself is controlling. The scepter in and of itself operates under the guise of control. Helen Cho was also under control for most of this movie, but Wanda pulled her out of it.
Either way, I really love Vision here. I really love his
I
monologues.
also like having a microwave.
Okay. Hey Mitch, where can the
Okay.
lovely people find you? Because I quit.
Oh wow.
I give
Wow.
up.
That's just rude. No. You can find me on the CBC whenever the fuck we're back with that. Ask I mean. You can find me on the Mix 692 channel, Pro and New with Jared. I talk other stuff when I make a video occasionally. You can find me on the Blue Skies at Mix 692. And yeah.
Wonderful.
Don't DM me because I can't get DMs because the UK sucks.
Which is really funny still. Not like in a haha way.
I
but just
still
kinda
have
like,
that
it's
notification.
ridiculous.
I still have one notification. I can't get rid of it.
That honestly would bother the fuck out of me.
It bothers the fuck out of me.
Dude, I can't exist with notifications.
No.
There
I wouldn't
is
mind. I got it
definitely-
the day it took effect.
Mm.
So fuck you, Eli. That's your fault.
Yeah.
Mm.
This is about hyperspace too, right?
That's
so funny. Taylor,
Can't even look at it. No.
where can the lovely people find you, my dear?
Unfortunately, the lovely people can find me at Blue Sky at Quicksilver GRRL. A handle for a character that doesn't exist in a certain universe. A handle for a character that exists mostly in my heart, I guess.
The Quicksilver was the friends we made along the way.
The Quicksilver.
That was a family, Jared, because they're a family.
Yeah, that's what they're supposed to
Yeah.
be.
You know what? That correction, I didn't see that coming.
That was cringy.
The X-Men are the family they found along the way because of
but they
the
suck.
drama. But yeah, you can find me at Blue Sky at Quicksilver Girl GRRL. Nowhere else. Except for here, I guess, where
Yeah.
the internet for some reason. Because Jared, that's me too.
Well, it's because I think you're incredibly intelligent and insightful, and I would,
You could at least
Aww.
act like it, Jared. God damn.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've just been beaten into submission this whole fucking episode. I don't have a skip in my step at the moment.
Jarod?
Are you okay, Jarod?
I'm fine.
You
Yeah.
sound to talk to. No.
Yeah, you sound
Seem-
upset.
Very honest.
Jim West, Desperado, Rough Rider. No, you don't want nada.
It's like the only fucking clip I have.
Did that make sense? That didn't make sense to me.
No, that's spiritually where I'm at.
Wow. So you're in a different timeline altogether. Got it. Me and Mitch, I guess, have just been doing our own thing.
Yeah, I've been in the Old West fighting like a Confederate cyborg.
Therapy is what you need.
We'll be here though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where will you be?
You will find me personally on Instagram at Blue Sky at Dark Jedi 2552. You can find the Nerd Academy podcast on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, wherever you get podcasts, and on our website, thenerdacademypodcast.com, where if you're feeling generous, you can donate to our Patreon. $5 patrons get early access to every single episode of The Road to Doomsday, as well as exclusive access to our audio commentary series. And $10 patrons get a shout out at the end of every episode. So thank you to Paco and Ray Clausen for supporting us at the $10 tier. So shouts out to you guys. Next up at bat is going to be Ant-Man to close out phase 2. Again, I know we have a very long way to go, but it still feels kind of crazy to be able to be like, wow, we're done with phase 2. Like we're moving through this. So be sure to check out Pro and Noob over on Mitch's channel. Right now we're doing Attack on Titan.
You've already teased what may be next.
Yeah.
Oh, I've already said it's fine. No.
I couldn't remember if you said that on air or not. But
would this be out at the same time or before?
Who knows? Not me. I can't see.
This will be out.
The calendar's over there.
So, because I said it in the
in the mirror, it's this thing that's across the entire room.
This episode should be out on December 22nd. So also, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, Merry Christmas. If you guys really love me, you'll send me anything with Pietro on it. The real Pietro.
Not the purple and white one. Don't do that.
Not the purple and white one. He's ugly.
But you guys can also find myself and Taylor on Luminous Odyssey, the High Republic RPG series we're doing on all remaining systems, along with Joe Organa and Alden Diaz.
I play a Cathar Jedi, a little kitty cat. Meow. It looks like my
anime cat girls are in Star Wars now.
It looks like my real life cat Richard.
Jahani, but it's a dumb cat with no thoughts in her head. But no, and then Epic Confrontations on the Star Wars in a Galaxy channel. By the time this is out, I sure fucking hope the title match already happened. But because this is coming out on the 22nd for everybody who isn't a patron. So go check that out as well. It'll be Michael versus Alden for the first Epic Confrontation Singles Championship defense. Like I said, that will probably already have happened by the time this is out, but if it hasn't, go check it out or check out the replay. But thank you, Mitch, for joining us.
Cool.
Mitch, I have a very special, a little piece of art that lives next to me. I got when I was in.
That's what Thor should have done, or even Pietro actually.
He should have mined the gap between the bullets and the sky.
He could have weaved. He didn't.
More like mind the gat.
No, that was cringy. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I honestly was like, wow, that was terrible.
Okay. All right. Well, watch Mitch's show to see me. And then, like I said, next week on the Road to Doomsday, we will be covering Ant-Man to close out phase 2. So we'll see you then. And I forgot how the fucking outro works. We'll see you on the next steps on the Road to Doomsday. Fuck all of these people.
Wow.
Defend the wall!
Stop! Move away from the cookie